The South has become known as just this solid block of Republican control, both state houses, members of the U.S. Senate, congressional delegations. But there are several hot spots around the region in 2018 where the party is looking to make inroads. Tennessee has an interesting situation. You have a governor's race there that's sort of become a bit of an afterthought. Democrats were certainly hoping that Republicans would go as far to the right as possible with their nominee. They did not do that. They nominated an outsider businessman rather than an arch conservative member of Congress. So the governor's race might be a little bit of a stretch for Tennessee Democrats. Where they're putting a lot of their eggs is in the Senate basket. There's a Senate race that's an open seat now. Bob Corker retired, and Democrats finally convinced former Governor Phil Bredesen to come out of retirement and run. And the conventional wisdom that seems on point is that Bredesen might be the only Democrat that can win that seat. Florida is really a tale of 4 or 5 different states, and in terms of the culture and the politics. And one of those is the Panhandle, which is in its politics and racial and demographic makeup much more like the rest of the Deep South. A lot of Democratic campaigns have neglected that part of the state, and Republicans are able to run up really large margins. This time there's some movement with the county parties, some investment from the state party and the national party to try to realize, look, we don't have to win in a lot of these counties. If we can just maximize our turnout and narrow the margins, it all adds up to a statewide total. Alabama is an example of what can happen to the party out of power in a one-party dominated state. And that is that the party structure itself simply disintegrates and falls into sort of personality-driven wars. And what happens there is that a lot of your best candidates, when they are nominated for statewide office or for congressional seat, look at that structure and say, you know what, I'm just going to go do my own thing, and I'm going to build my own campaign. North Carolina is a truly, really already is a battleground state. It's one where, because of redistricting, Republicans have an overwhelming advantage in the legislature and in that congressional delegation. Governor Cooper winning there shows that there is a lot of Democratic energy there. You do have 2 well-functioning parties in that state that can raise money and recruit candidates and invest in get-out-the-vote efforts. It certainly is an example of a party out of power that is still well-functioning and can raise the money and put the boots on the ground to at least try to turn out the votes and win elections.